Welcome back to WHIO Reports. Our guest on the program this morning, Bonnie Smith, a member of the board at the group Crayons to Classrooms. The group's executive director is Steve Rubenstein, and Marilyn Croker is the principal at Patterson Kennedy School here in Dayton. We're talking about getting kids ready to go back to school. And in this program, Steve, remind us about your focus really is helping those teachers who are then going to help the students.
Correct.
And they're coming in saying, look, I need all kinds of, what is the number one need you have in a classroom? Is there any one item they're really demanding most?
It's not really one item. It's usually, the basic items that you would think. Pencil, paper, crayons, glue, or some combination of writing instruments and paper. Those are the most often requested items from teachers. And then beyond that, we try to provide, the ancillary products that would help, augment, perhaps serve as an incentive in the classroom to promote positive behavior or to recognize, good performance in the classroom.
I want to get everybody's take on this, starting with you, Steve. The great need for this program now in this economy. Things, just since you started,
correct,
have gotten much more difficult.
As I mentioned before, we measure people or schools that can participate in our program by their participation in the National School Lunch Program. Nationally, that's increased 6% just within the last year. In Ohio, it's 8%. And in some counties here in Southwest Ohio, it's as high as 20%. These are all-time highs. So we are getting started right when the need is the greatest, and we wish that we could expand it more quickly, but we're trying to do as best that we can given the resources we have available.
And Bonnie, you think of this economy, parents are going to be cutting back at all kinds of spending. School supplies might be one of those?
School supplies will be an area that they will cut back. School uniforms, school clothing in general, they will be cutting back. You'd be surprised at young people who come to school with shoes that are too small or shoes that are worn out. Parents are trying to get as much wear from them as possible. So the need is truly great now. The need was great 10 years ago, but the need is even greater now. And so donations are going to be accepted no matter how small. All donations will be accepted.
And how critical is this to the learning process? I know it's nice to have the nice shoes and all the best notebooks and all those things, but how critical is it to the learning process when you get down to the nitty-gritty of the kids in the classroom?
Well, it's a major factor because you have to have tools to work. And supplies in a classroom support the curriculum. The curriculum itself is not the paper, the pencil, and the book, but those are resources by which the curriculum is enhanced for the children. And the teachers also are impacted by the economy. But I will have to say one of the most beautiful factors with Crayons to Classrooms, when the teachers came in and they debriefed and gave their affirmations about having that opportunity, was they wanted to know how they could contribute. They wanted to go to their households of faith and other organizations to also make contributions. So they weren't on the receiving end totally, but they also wanted to give back.
So let's take a look into the future then. Steve, where do you see this program going?
It's really expanding the number of schools that we can serve. I mentioned we're going from 8 to 21 this fall. The measure of our growth will be how many schools we can add in the spring semester, a year from now, hopefully trying to get to those 85 schools that I mentioned before as quickly as possible.
And how do you expand when we're in a recession and everybody's cutting back?
Well, fundraising is certainly a challenge, and it's incumbent upon myself and the staff and the board to try to help raise those funds as quickly as possible.
We're going to have to stop right here. We're going to check back with this program in a couple of months and see where you're headed in our direction. For more information on the program today or any program here on WHIO Reports, go to our website, WHIOTV.com. Click on the Entertainment tab. You'll see it all right there. I'm Jim Otte. I'll see you next time on WHIO Reports.